freezer reset time. So we've done the fridge, so now it's time to move to the freezer. This is a fridge freezer that we got from the Good Guys about 16 years ago. I don't know how much it cost. It's been a long time. I do know, however, that both of the lights no longer work and I just can't be bothered getting bulbs to replace them. I tell everyone they don't need to see their midnight snack. And thank you to one of my subscribers who reached out and asked me if I wanted all the door shelves because they have exactly the same fridge and they're replacing it. Most of our shelves are good, but I so appreciate you reaching out. You know who you are via Instagram. Thank you very much. So we're going to clean it out today and see what's in there and just try and get some normality. So the first thing is I took all the information that was on the fridge that I needed to keep and I wrote it down. So I've been keeping dates of how long it takes us to use things up, and so I can start keeping a track of that. I have meal ideas on here, lunch ideas, snack ideas, because the idea was that the family would see it and be like, oh yeah, that it's lunchtime. Oh yeah, I could eat that for lunch, rather than going and eating a cookie. Also, if we run out of any grocery items, they're going to go on the list as well. So just showing you here that I've got enough information from there that I need, and everything else for now can get just wiped off and start afresh. Our freezer, I probably said fridge before, so apologies. It's meant to run in sections. So this top section here just houses all the bits and pieces that I might need to grab. So I've got some bags of cream and some buttermilk here. I'll just leave them for now. We've got some butter, we've got our yeast, and half a packet of a nasi goreng that I really need to cook. Some triangles that belong to my daughter as well. And this top section is meant to be my son's area. I was just showing you that I have a freezer bag that I'm putting some things in down below, because the plan was to try and get this done as quick as possible because today's 32 degrees. So this top section, I'm just pulling all the random bits and pieces out. We've got some bread, we had some chicken nuggets that are there, also some more triangles. I'm putting all of my daughter's stuff into a bag on the side. That was just some chopped up carrots that I had. They're gonna go to the side for dinner. This naan bread I put in the fridge because I was thinking, oh, we could have that for dinner. I end up pulling it out later and sticking it back into the freezer. So I've got these clear containers that are here that are meant to house just random bits and pieces. So we've got a pizza base here, we've got some dumplings, we've got some popcorn chicken. Once the chicken nugget packets get low enough, they can go into there, and also any ends of frozen chips, they can also go into there. So if I'm never here for a meal and I need hubby to help with my son's dinner, I can just say in Scott's box is his chicken nuggets and chips, and he's able just to throw those all together. I've been freezing bread because over the Christmas break my theory was not to have to leave the home, so to be able to put that in the freezer and keep it to make sandwiches or toast was really helpful. This is my daughter's shelf, and I like to keep it pretty clear for her so she knows all of her safe foods are here. So we've got a couple of dumplings that are left in a packet, some pasta. For some reason, there's a whole packet of mincemeat here. My daughter's vegetarian, by the way, so I don't know why the mincemeat is there. Probably in a hurry, I shoved it in there. And some kimchi dumplings. She needs some more of those. There's one of her plant-based patties that's left, and the triangles will go in here as well. She's got a schnitzel pack that's here. They end up going out in the big freezer, as well as some plant-based meat alternatives and some other packets of stuff. So I throw them all into the freezer bag that I have on the floor, and they're going to go out to the big freezer, which you will see later. Also down the side, my daughter has her mango sorbet because she is lactose intolerant, so she can't really have a lot of ice cream. And even some of the lactose intolerant, some of them have a cashew base and she's allergic to cashews. So yeah, we need to be pretty careful. The next door section here is just housing a lot of plastic bags and wraps. I do wipe them over when we're finished. They are used to hold a lot of the burger patties, the crumb based ones, not the raw meat. or pizza bases like this individually, and then when we finished with something, it just gets thrown in the door. Or there's some chopped up ham that I've just put up in my son's section, a random super duper, and all the other stuff just sits there so we can reuse it. There's a frozen banana that was in there, if you caught that as well. It's currently 32 degrees on the day that I'm doing this, so I was doing everything literally section by section. Oh, a markdown sticker inside. So I would clean off a shelf and then just put the sponge in there and then wipe everything over and then put stuff back and then close the door. And I just did that section by section. So it took me all day to clean the freezer out, but I didn't want to have food out and have it defrost. Luckily, the little shelves pop out really easily for cleaning, and then they go back again. So the door actually was probably the quickest to go through everything. Now onto the who knows shelf, because everything just gets dumped here. It was much worse pre-Christmas and full. I have been through it a little bit because I did need to grab a couple of things to find what was there. First of all was the chicken dim sims that I've just put up the top on my son's shelf. Chicken schnitzel, put that in the bag to take outside. We have a bag of frozen chicken stock, so I'm going to use that for dinner. And I have found also, I don't know what was in that Ziploc bag, a chicken thigh that we got given when we did Dinnerly. So that was over 6 months ago. And a Maryland on a bone, and another packet of chicken thigh and another Maryland. So I'm going to cook the 2 Marylands for dinner and then cook the thighs so we can make a chicken stew. I wish that I didn't cook the Maryland so early in the day. I just got hugely excited to get organised and cook and make some space, because the chicken was a little bit dry by the time dinner came. I only cooked it for an hour and it was beautiful and moist, but by the time dinner came, it had dried out a little bit. Next in the freezer are these ice cream things that I attempted to make. I got this mold from Savers. It was $3. The lid is somewhere, but I found that the lid was too hard to get off. So I just mixed in some custard that I got marked down and a little bit of cream, mix it together and froze it, and they tasted really good. They take a bit of effort to get out of the mold, so the rest I just wrapped up in some baking paper and then I just threw into the freezer, and then I sat down and had a bit of a rest while I ate this. This is another shelf that I know I have shoved a lot of stuff in here. We kind of put a few things at the front that we need. I don't know what is in the little Ziploc packets, probably bits and pieces that my daughter can eat, so I put them on her shelf. We have half a packet of frozen prawns, so I need to figure out how to do something with that. Some frozen corn, a packet of frozen chicken thighs. I remember that big bulk pack that I got from Woolworths marked down. And then I vacuum sealed them, but apparently not very well because I can feel them moving in there. Then we have some diced meat. I think that it's beef, because when I look at this packet of diced lamb, the lamb's a bit pinker than the other meat. We'll throw it all into a stew and it'll all come out together. We have some more chicken thighs, and then I don't know what this is. I think that's chicken thigh as well. And we have a packet of stir-fry beef and meatballs as well, which you'll see me in a minute hold up to the camera because I'm telling myself this is what's in the freezer for when you do your inventory, if you don't want to have to pull the shelf apart again. So I was trying to forward think and make sure that I am aware of what's going on. I clearly know that that's chicken thigh because I'm not even really showing myself much of anything. This next section is a bit of a makeshift drawer. So first of all, we've got a bag of chopped up veggies, the stalks of celery and broccoli that I'm going to put together as a stock. I had no other bags, so I used an empty wrap bag and threw it all in there. We've got some frozen veggies. I think that this shelf is going to become the veggie drawer. That'll probably make it easier. The dregs of cauliflower and broccoli. We have a cauliflower bake, so I'll stick that in there. And oh my gosh, a frozen chook. Oh, half a bag of pumpkin. I could have used that half an hour ago when I was starting to cook a stew with some of the chicken thigh that I pulled out from earlier. So I'm half cooking dinner at the same time that I'm doing this. And we have a little Tupperware container of some frozen peas and beans and other bits and pieces. I found a pizza base and a chicken schnitzel, so I put that up the top for my son. That will come in handy for a meal at some time. And then this drawer here, I'm just giving a bit of a wipe out. I think part of the shelf and the drawer that was here broke. I can't remember what happened. And I ended up finding a container at like the cheapy store, and I just stuck a couple of pieces of wooden sticks underneath it to hold it up a bit on top of the drawer that's underneath, and it kind of just housed all of our veggies, which it probably will do again when I start stockpiling with some meat. The meat will end up going onto the shelves instead. So we have in the bottom drawer here some cut up hot dog rolls that I would have of course got on markdown, so I've got those ready to do some French toast or something on the weekend. So I'm going to put them on the vegetable drawer so visually I can see them. And then down the bottom we just have some frozen pasties that are in there. I put some on my daughter's shelf, but then I ended up putting some flat on the veggie drawer so I can see them as well. And we also have frozen butter, so I got a whole lot of butter marked down and I threw it all in the freezer, and it's taken us ages to go through, but we're finally getting there. The last couple of little shelves in the doors are housing the super dupers, and we like to have those in summer, so just give those a clean out and then stick them back. So this is our second freezer that we have. Now the top here is housing butter, buttermilk and frozen cream. It's kind of gonna be the bits section. It's not very big. So I'm going to stick in there a couple of the frozen flans that I bought a little while ago. And they're ready for a dessert. And then we've got some puff pastry here that is in addition. Oh, the one in the other freezer is actually short crust pastry because I bought it to make some Vegemite scrolls and things like that. And then we've got some puff pastry because we do a lot of apple turnovers. So all that desserty type or quick cream things are going to go in the top here. This is our meat section, and for those of you who've been around for a while know that this drawer was absolutely chockers, and my goal is to pretty much clear out and then start stockpiling meat again because it has been such a blessing. So we've got a couple of bags of diced beef in here. There's a diced lamb, a couple of packets of mincemeat, that big Ziploc brown thing that my hand's on right now is chicken stock. I made my own chicken stock and then I froze it, and I froze it flat. And we have some other just bits and pieces of meat in here, so I will go through and do a bit of a count so I can do a stockpile. I ideally too would love to have part of a freezer where I have a shelf or something available very quickly so I can freeze flat stock that I make like that for upcoming videos. I don't mind if I can freeze it in a block, but freezing it flat, it just makes it a little bit quicker to defrost. This next section here is going to be my daughter's drawer, so I have in here all her plant-based, I was going to say makeup, meat alternate products for dinners. We have a bag here of some chopped up vegetable things to make some stock for her. I just pulled out a drawer that used to house all of the pies and pasties, which is something that I might be looking at replacing as a container depending how many pies and pasties we end up picking up down the track. And then we had a packet here of ham that can go into the meat drawer, and anything else that is very specific for her is going to go in this drawer. And then she knows she has a whole drawer There's a bag of pasta that we find in the next drawer that I stick in here as well. So now this drawer is going to be the veggie drawer or extra dessert drawer. I've got a little thing in there for an ice cream maker. As you see, it's frozen, ready when I want to make some ice creams. Add that to-do list. And the bottom drawer is just for chicken stuff, so chicken schnitzels or chicken Kievs or any crumbed based chicken things. And we also have some bacon in there left over as well. I found this old footage just to show you what a bit of a hot mess our freezer used to be. And I'm not saying it'll never get back to that again, but oh my gosh, and as you go to grab one thing out, two other things fall out. I'll link a video down below where I first went through the freezers back in sort of June, July. And I was going through meal planning. Then I did also talk through the freezer and where we got it and how it all goes. So here where we're standing at the moment, this top section is all of my son's stuff, a little bit hickory-pickory, but generally it's pretty tidy. My daughter's shelf is next, and in the container I know she's got all of her dumplings there, so we can see very quickly when she needs them replaced. Some pastas there, and also her mango sorbets. Any other little bits and pieces just goes into the container and then it doesn't get lost. Next down is this shelf that is sort of the vegetable / use it up shelf. I don't know why my son's chicken nuggets are sitting there, but they are. Some vegetable pasties and the other bits and pieces. This is now the meat drawer. We've got one meal there for hubby that I'll probably end up defrosting. I've got sausages there and other meat up the back. This is now the vegetable drawer with random bits and pieces, as well as the chicken carcass that is still there. And then in the bottom drawer here is the frozen butter, and we also have frozen yogurts for my smoothies and just some strawberry tops that I'm going to be saving to maybe use some jam or syrup or something. And then all of our drawers with all the other super dupers and random bits and pieces. I will look at other things that I can store in there. So that is our freezer reset. I'm feeling very confident and very happy with where things are at right now and ready to make a meal plan. Thank you so much for watching. I so appreciate you, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.